players walking onto the stage. You can never really count these guys out. Nice dredge line there into the deadly flourish right after. Rahel and Huhi finding a quick combo there with a cryogen. The heal has already been used. Cryogen does have the flash, however. Hambach goes in. Safeguard right on top of the enemy support. Finds the kill there. Deadly flourish plus the dredge line yet again. Sentinels wants another one. They'll end up trading a 2-for-1, but it's big plays coming out of the Sentinels bottom lane.
Banana knows this is up.
Okay. Darkwing's rotating over, though. He will be the first of the mid laners to make his way into this scrap, as we are going to have 4 collapsing here from Flyquest. Hambach in a lot of danger. Safeguards back over to Huhi, but now a beautiful Mystic shot comes in from Masu, and he'll pick up the kill. Huhi with a flash over the wall, tries to get away. Hit with the upheaval there from Griffin, so he'll stay alive, but Sentinels gets punished.
Won't do any damage.
Impact is just not going to die this game, is kind of the look of it right now. Nice kick.
Nicely done. Quad getting away. Has to try to get further back into the jungle, but no, sir, not going to happen. The resonating strike secures it, and Hambach picks up kill number 2.
Completely agree. It is very exciting. Huhi on the wraparound.
Yep, he's decided to go forward. Open with the depth charge into the dredge line, plus that deadly flourish combo. Huhi is going to lose about half of his own HP here, and Rahel won't get the opportunity to open up the curtain call. Masu's still healthy enough. Cryogen could block every bullet. Griffin does show up down here, though. So if Sentinels stick around a little bit too long, they may end up getting punished. And sure enough, as soon as Huhi takes the recall, Griffin swoops in with the Ishtal's impact. Rahel isn't going anywhere. He tries to get a kill in exchange, and Flyquest wants to give the kill over to Masu. It's a good thing that Karma Shield showed up, because I think the cannon minion would have killed Masu.
Now you've taken away this Garner, so if they want, they can just maintain those.
Nicely done there from Huhi with the dredge line onto Masu. Counterattack arrives from Flyquest, but now Hambach's getting locked up here in the front line. Masu's still very low, staying alive as the curtain call opens up. The bullets aren't hitting the target. Beautiful Dragon's Rage to set up the 4th shot. Hambach making it look easy there, as Griffin at least gets one back. Huhi falls. Rahel still trying to find the damage here for the big 4th shot. Deadly flourish out of the Rune Prison. Resonating strike over the wall. Griffin very low with the Protoplasm harness, healing him right back up. It is a scrappy one here in mid lane.
Ezreal, and they are going to see if they can pull off a dive on bot side here, but Flyquest feels like they're aware.
Nobody else is around quad right now, so there shouldn't really be a whole lot of ways out here for this Twisted Fate. Meanwhile, Flyquest will get something back, summoning up the Herald in mid lane, taking out the tier 1 turret there, as now Huhi finds a dredge line onto Griffin, but he's got to be careful. The rest of Flyquest is right behind that Skarner. Huhi continues walking away. Hambach now with a safeguard, back towards his own support, but it's Darkwings who's got to be careful. He has to walk out the whole distance of the equalizer. Hambach also getting a ton of damage here from the Flame Spitter, but nobody else on Flyquest could do the rest of the damage, so even though Gakos gets 2 targets very, very low, it's not low enough, but it is enough to earn Flyquest control over the Dragon Pit to stop the Sentinel stack far away.
I'm going to be honest, though, I'm really struggling to see who Flyquest is even going to go for.
They're going after Huhi right now, it appears, as Impact flashes over the wall, keeping himself alive as well. Huhi pretty low on HP. Spider-Man's back away. Impale committed only onto Impact as Huhi flashes over the wall, staying alive. Impact, it's hard to kill him, but he will eventually die. Darkwing's positions with the Realm Warp behind enemy lines, but that's a big pick coming out for Fly.
And Flyquest is going to stay aggressive. I think they go straight for Baron here and try and get another pick. They can fish with gold cards. They have the rapid fire cannon on quad, so even if they start this, I wouldn't be surprised if they peel for a fight.
Okay, but the big thing to note is no flash on Griffin, no Skarner ulti, no TF ulti. Equalizer still ready to go, as the Baron has started up, but the DPS is not quick. Deadly Flourish finds its mark on the quad. The Twisted Fate going to be your target here at the very beginning from Sentinels. Flyquest regrouping. Baron still at about 2/3 HP. Griffin staying on it as the 4th shot flies out. Cryogen, the only one taking any meaningful damage. Sentinels still trying to step up. Griffin going to eat a 4th shot there coming out from Rahel. As he's also got to be careful. Nice Deadly Flourish from Rahel, locking up the Skarner so he can't chase any further. Quad's got to be a little bit careful here. Darkwing's getting caught, getting burned down. The Rise takes one with them. Sentinels are piling in, but Griffin isn't dead here yet. Hambach goes for the kick. They finally kill the Skarner, but now a TP's about to arrive. Impact has made it back in. He sends himself to his own doom as Impact finds the knock-up onto Quad. Needs a little bit more damage with the Bellows Breath. Cannot do it. It's a melee up here in the topside river as Impact does not want to stop the Deadly Flourish to follow it up. Masu gets absolutely clapped, and Impact finds the kill. Corridors just around the edge of the river. Hambach not going to hit the Sonic Wave. Quad hanging back on the side, ready to enter with the Destiny if he needs to. Knows that he can't put himself in imminent danger. Hambach just going to jump over the wall, immediately start up the objective though. Destiny used to reveal that, so Flyquest knows they got to step up now. Quad going to go ahead, port in over the wall. Has the gold card just about
Roll,
locked.
BB.
Going to use it right now as Griffin trying to reposition himself. Ornhorn flies to the fight already. A nice pick. Rahel is shut down. Griffin gets exactly what he needed in Flyquest. May have found their fight. Hambach completely out of energy. Has to retreat. Gakos is low, but he is not dead. Rahel getting picked there. The battle line's failing and the Jhin dying opens up the door for Flyquest to take it.
And it looks like they're going to run back this Baron 45, dare Sentinels to try and stop them.
That feels like the moment where a close game could quickly explode into something that's no longer close at all. That massive pick there onto Rahel as the fight begins, killing off that Jhin before he can do anything. Now Hambach looking for what would need to be a hero moment to try to steal this Baron away. Most likely a one-way trip if he commits. Darkwing's though, nearly dead himself, forced to use the Zhonya, staying alive for now, and he cannot trade quad. So that's another kill back up to Flyquest as they take out the enemy mid laner and return to the Baron pit.
They're just playing this so decisively. I love this play from Flyquest here. It's such decisive play around this dragon here. I love this. TF is ulting in on the side and just kind of combining with this flank from Gakos. Look at the equalizer, and even though Impact keeps quad out, look at Rahel. Gakos just flashes in on him. Griffin gets in with the impale. They collapse from multiple sides. There's nowhere really for Rahel to run.
And they just don't stop either. They're still trying to pull Sentinels into this Baron with Darkwing still dead.
Impact's on the other side of the map. He does have his teleport, but I don't know if they're really planning on doing a whole lot with this. Quad arriving here for that gold card onto Hambach. Shift over the wall from Masu. They want to try to finish the kill. The equalizer slows him down for the true shot barrage. A kill on Hambach plus a Baron means a 5,000 gold lead for Flyquest.
They are
Yet Flyquest continuing to push bottom side. Impact stepping up. Not a whole lot to be gained from a deadly flourish there to Griffin. Counter Impale comes out as the Protoplasm Harness heals him up yet again. Flashback over the wall from Impact. Griffin stays alive. Between last week and this week, the LCS playoffs are showing the value of Protoplasm Harness. Hambach goes in for the big kick, tries to find it, but there's no backup. Everybody on Flyquest is still alive. Darkwings has to pop the stasis just to not get hit by the Eastal's Impact. Impact will at least get something back himself. He gets the shutdown to Gakos, but Cryogen's ready to go forward. True Shot Barrage won't hit Rahel. Is it even gonna matter? No, Flyquest with their game-winning push. Yet again, they don't back down. It's a full send in the bottom lane from Flyquest. They counter the Sentinels' attempt. They want to find the last kill here in the fountain, and Fly take game one.
scuffle at the crab.
All right, Griffin versus Hambach as, was that Griffin smiting
Griffin
that
got
away? Nicely done.
Yeah, that is really nice. Oh, Rahel in trouble.
Yeah, Rahel has to try to flash, but it won't matter. That's first blood.
Oh, here comes
Masu and
Griffin.
Cryogen in the 2v2, and Griffin says, why not make it a combo plate? Masu just takes a turret shot, who he does get away for now, but man, bot lane is a disaster early for Sentinels.
This is the oldest team on Sentinels, and Rahel taking some rough trades.
Yet the young guns are coming out swinging. Rahel just wastes the barrier yet again, and Masu and Cryogen are going to turn this into a seriously frustrating experience seriously quickly. They can't really answer a whole lot. Rahel's at about half of Masu's farm as Hambach shows up here in the mid lane. Quad getting protected by the Stand United. Beautiful petrifying engage with a miasma right on top of it. Hambach bites off more than he can do. Tries to flash away, but it's Griffin with the shadow dash flash ready to follow and cuts him down. 3-0 game, Flyquest.
And that is exactly what you want to do on Jungle Shen. Other jungler presses R, I press R. And because they had the Cassio ult into Miasma, it buys them enough time to be able to chase down the counter kill.
And I mean, this is just perfect. Griffin is just power farming here, and they hit him with the shockwave as soon as you see that ult coming in. And also, he used the W early, so he has no W to actually immune any skills. He used it for the additional damage here.
Yeah.
And then Hambach just gets chased down, Shadow Dash Flash, hits him with the auto to finish him off.
Nice, Griffin. Nice. Good job.
And Sentinels seems like they haven't really been able to recover as Griffin arrives.
Yeah, Griffin's made his way down into the bottom lane here. Finds the Shadow Dash through the Encore to lock up Rahel. Remember, there's no flash on the Ashe because of the earlier calling. It's a 4-0 game.
And the timing there is perfect as well. Dragon is up right now. They kill Rahel. 3 deaths now on the Ashe, and likely a free Drake.
Let's check out what's going on in the top side.
This is what they gotta do.
Are trying to make the play here onto Gakos. Griffin's still trying to finish up the Dragon, but does he want to use the Stand United to try to rescue his top laner? Gakos going for the flash, looking for the outplay here. Flash over the wall from Impact, so he doesn't trade 1 for 1.
Ash at least has some utility.
Okay, we got a couple of different fights breaking out as Gakko's going to be your target down here in the bottom lane. Impact being targeted over in mid. Gakko's dies first, but Impact will join him. Top laner for top laner. The punching bags on each team take a beating. Yeah, you can see the intention right there. Hambach goes over the wall. Gakko's though sidestepping the enchanted crystal arrow, staying alive for now. To the skies won't matter. To the ground with the Jace. Keep your eyes on the Seraphine. Where's the Encore going to be? Call of the Pack already used by Hambach. Big defensive tool no longer available. Here for this assassin jungler. Accelerated shock blast from Gakko's trying to find poke. Masu will always be the target for Sentinels. Kuhi over the wall, tries to go for the flash. Encore for the Breath of Life is immediately ready to respond. Flyquest sees what Sentinels have, and they turn it right back around. Impact over the front line, petrifying gaze to slow everybody on Sentinels down. The calling, finding maximum value. Quad gets the kill into who he is. Impact has to run. Impact tries to charge back in now, but a massive heal coming in onto Masu here with the Stand United plus the barrier together. Hambach goes in, Gakko's goes down. Masu still firing. Finds yet another one onto Rahel. Impact and Darkwing scrambling to get away, but they're running back towards the Flyquest side of the map. Quad continuing to keep them here. Decimating Smash will not find anything else. Flyquest head back over to the Ocean Drake pit. They will get 3 kills in exchange for only the 1 death on Gakko's, and they will claim the Ocean Soul.
But we are back to another fight.
Back to live immediately. Hambach trying to dive in after Mazu, being protected by the Cozy Campfire. Flash over the wall from Hambach. He can't complete the mission. Now Impact the target for the rest of Flyquest. They stay grouped up as 5. Yes, Masu took a chunk of damage, but Sentinels just cannot find the kills onto this critical Lucian.
And they have Ocean Soul, so they're saying, you want to reset? Guess what? We're going to do Baron. We're going to heal off this thing with the Ocean Soul, and they're going to try to force the issue.
All right, Hambach still with most of his HP, but no ulti on the Nefiri. Masu already regenerating back to about 75%. Impact gonna face check the brush here. Cozy Campfire again back on Masu, making sure the Lucian stays healthy. Baron down to about half HP. Sentinels moving up. Hambach still over the wall, ready to try to steal if Flyquest want to full commit to this. Masu here with the calling, putting a lot of damage into Darkwing, but the Orianna gets behind his Scion. Impact body blocking the rest of the ult damage there. Griffin looking, but still on top of the Baron for now. Impact in the middle of everybody, stuck on top of Miasma. He cannot get away, and that means Flyquest now have the enemy tank down. Nice damage arrives from Darkwings there with a shockwave, but it is not enough, and Impact dead body is now out of the picture. Hambach still looking for maybe the miracle steal. Blastcone takes his teammates over the wall. Hambach petrified. Hambach died. Flyquest, they're gonna find 2 more kills and take the Baron.
Flyquest is just too fed and too clean.
They go over the wall, they take out Hambach, they guarantee it.
Darkwing's doing his best to try and push Quad back a bit, but Quad just, as Cassio, buying time.
Yeah, Quad's got friends, and that calling, man. Game number 2 is the Masu story. This Lucian, absolutely out of control. 8-0-2. Total gold, he's 4,000 gold richer than the next guy in line, which is his own mid laner.
You know what's really funny?
Yeah, we have an arrow there onto Griffin, who tries to get away, commits the flash 2, tagged by the very end of the Encore. Griffin should be dead here, but the problem is, Sentinels is sending a lot for Jungle Shen. They do end up getting him, but they're going to lose their inhibitor turret plus inhibitor up there in the top lane as the trade. So, okay, you got a kill.
I mean, you can't defend it anyway, so I think, you know, it's like, if you can't do anything about top lane, well, you can do something here. They got a kill, and they did get that tower, so they get some objective bounties, they get a little bit of gold. Yeah, is it a good trade? Probably not, but that's the only trade you can get.
Gakko's was in the enemy jungle. They want to try to find some sort of an angle to punish, but Cryogen with a nice sidestep there. Sentinels still all grouped up. Flyquest, they don't really care right now. Griffin's separated from the rest of the team, but he's Shen. He's fine with that.
Look at bot lane. No one's going to answer Gakko, so he's saying, you guys can start it. I'll just go push.
Yeah, Flyquest is actually trying to force Sentinels to start it. I really love this play now that Sion has already burned TP and ult. So Sentinel's going to have to start it, then Gakkos will come down.
Masu getting whatever little chip damage that he
He's not coming down.
Chunking Impact away, the culling flying out. Impact losing most of his HP, but does get healed now by his support. Flyquest still looking for the fight as Gakkos is ready to commit here with a TP over the wall.
Wow.
There's the pick. Darkwings dies first in the fight, and that means lights out for Sentinels. Hambach charges in onto Quad, gets met with a face full of poison. Rahel gunned down at the end of the game, gunned down at the start of the game. The Bullets have found Rahel non-stop in game 2. It's an ace for Flyquest. It's 5-0. Elder Dragon not required. They're gonna march it straight to the Nexus.
Yeah.
That. So if we do get these top laners teleporting down here for the Dragon fight, Masu could be in a little bit of danger before that even happens. Hambach still on the Drake, Rahel under pressure as Griffin makes his way into the fight now in Dragon form. Rahel still trying to escape with the first blood. Goes back over to Quad. Sentinels! Right when they needed to clutch up, they fall down. Flyquest punish as they try to get Masu yet again.
Yeah. I mean, their vision on the bot side is great. Quad is fighting here. There could be an angle for a dive now. He has no ult.
Yeah, Hambach immediately just jumps in for the Cataclysm. Quad, nice use of the Proto Belt to stay away from the Tempered Fate, but they just send more men. Sentinels finally get themselves a kill.
Just as you talk about it, who he gets on the board. Perfect Bard ultimate to turn the turret off. Here's Masu, though.
Yeah, Masu just immediately decides to jump in there with a Kanmei step into the Arc of Ruin. One more hit is what he needs. Masu, Wild Growth! And the final auto attack finds its mark.
Wow.
The turret heats up, but the heat's not enough. Masu survives thanks to Cryogen, and Flyquest trade 1-for-1 across the map.
And you know what?
Level 11 Shyvana now. So talking about this champion liking to power farm when she's ahead. Griffin is farmed up plus 30 over Hambach, but now the engage coming in from the Jarvan forces the defensive Dragon's descent back of the wall, who he's ready to try to follow. Griffin still looking for his escape, flashes over the wall into the Krug pit, impact on the flank. Hambach ready to flash follow here with the EQ. Quad still standing by, wants to fire back, but Griffin is in some serious danger, still trying to get himself away for now. Escape the cooldowns won't happen. Ruthless Predator seals the deal for the shutdown for Sentinels.
Sentinels, just like last
It's the
time.
same thing. It's the exact same thing. As soon as Sentinels makes a play on the bottom side of the map, Masu and Cryogen step up, crack their knuckles, and say, "Where's Rahel?"
Normal way. They're looking for Darkwings.
Yeah, Darkwings gets caught out by Gakgos, going all out here as Griffin's waiting over the wall in case Darkwings tries to escape. Flyquest is ready. Darkwings responds with the gravity field, but it won't matter. It just buys enough time for Masu to take the kill credit. 21 minutes on the clock. Flyquest on the Baron pit. Impact on the other side of the map. Does have the teleport ready to join the rest of the team if Sentinels wants to try to stop it. Hambach's the only one here for now. Cryogen zoning him away. The Baron down to 6,000 HP. Impact still finishing off the tier 2 down here in the bottom lane. Tempered Fate onto the Baron, buying a little bit more time. Impact still bottom. Teleport going to be channeled now as Flyquest still on the objective. Burning this one down. Should have no problem securing it. Masu pops the Arc of Ruin yet again. Flyquest going on the chase. Baron's already claimed. Looking for a little bit more. Gakgos wants to cut off the escape route back towards the Sentinel's base. Immediately has it with a Pathfinder. Follow-up knockup is there as who he is low, but now they're turning it back around. Masu's down to 100 HP, but he does stay alive. Fires another Arc of Judgment back into the fight as Hambach falls. Griffin getting away for now. Impact wants to kill him. Meanwhile, Quad picks up Rahel on the right side of the fight. Griffin finally dropped. Who he's still barely hanging on. Impact trying to raid boss this, but Flyquest already cleared the encounters they needed to. Impact hit by the third in Topo strike yet again. Gakko's still not that afraid, but now the Darkwings has joined back into the fight. Flyquest have to continue their retreat. Impact trying to bait them a little bit further, but Flyquest continues falling away from this. They are going to take this sequence.
They want to play with Victor here.
The Aurora Pincer attack could be what Flyquest is looking for. The Dragon down to about half HP. Quad still on the approach, trying to go the long, long way around. Tempered Fate flies out, but Griffin flies in, steals away the Drake. Now Impact going to be focused on the front side of the fight, while Quad immediately finds the backline. Impact over the killing spree, takes down Griffin. Flyquest don't have the damage to kill anybody, but everyone on Sentinels is low. It's Griffin trading his life for a Dragon Steel. Okay. All right, wave crashing into the tier 2 down here in bottom lane. Hambach off to the side. Will look for the Cataclysm if they can get a good opportunity, but for now, Sentinel's just going to push Flyquest back.
Look at all these TP wards that are available here, too. You know, Renekton is not with them. TP ward, TP ward, TP ward all around.
Okay, teleport coming in now. Gakko's the only one getting caught, though. There's your Tempered Fate. Might lead to something more. Masu going to be the target. Gets himself back over the wall. Hambach ready to follow. Gakko's knocked down first. Hambach tries to get away, but a nice bullet time buys a little bit of time. Cryogen with a kill onto Hambach as Quad has to escape off to the left. Sentinels have made a 1-for-1 trade so far, but they want to get the advantage. Darkwings cuts him down, gets the kill back into Quad as Impact zones everybody else away on the Flyquest side. Who he's not done. Goes on a magical journey straight to hell. Not exactly where you wanted that one to go, so the dust settles, and we get a 2-for-2 trade.
He saw a much better idea than what happened.
Also fully complete. Oh boy, who he... Yeah, that's Infinity Edge plus Fiend Hunter bolts. That's what it does. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. But now, Flyquest again pushing up. Impact gonna be your target. Knocked into the fear by Griffin. Masu's already dominating. It's been so close for so long. And now Flyquest have found their moment, and they're forcing themselves all the way forward into the enemy base. Sentinels scrambling to try to defend as Griffin goes too far forward. Might just get punished here. Another turret shot finds him, but not quite enough to kill. Laser fires through. Gakos could potentially get caught here in the gravity field. Buffers through it there with the Pathmaker. Cryogen right behind his top laner, making sure that he stays alive. Quad fires back with a twofold hex to create some space. Flyquest now up 7,000 gold as the dragon is spawned and the soul is denied to Sentinels.
Man, just think about how well Masu's been playing from the Ezreal game to the 10-0 Lucian game to now the 7-0 Yunara game. It's been like an hour of in-game time since he died.
Darkwings just got popped. Masu jumps in again with the Fiend Hunter bolts, just mag dump onto the enemy mid laner, and right when it looks like Darkwings might try to escape, Quad's there to cut him off. So they take out the strongest player on the enemy team. Flyquest now going after the Baron yet again.
As now with the Baron buff and a 45 for another 10 seconds, let's see how much they can get.
This whole game for Sentinels has been about their 2 solo laners, and now with one of those solo laners still dead, Flyquest are taking the opportunity to look for even more. Darkwings respawns, so Fly rotate things back over to tier 3 turret in mid lane where Quad had the wave pushed. They'll take that objective out. The inhibitor falls right after. That's 2 inhibs down now with the timers nearly perfectly synced up for the next 4.5 minutes plus. Sentinels map just got a whole lot scarier.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you can afford is what you buy at this point, and I think Seeker is actually a really good buy for an AD carry in a final fight situation.
All right, let's see if Griffin suffers any sort of real damage down here in the bottom lane, because the rest of Flyquest says, okay, you want Griffin, you can have him. We're going to take the Nexus. First turret's already down, second turret's going. Quad buying a little bit of time. Flyquest are just running straight for the enemy Nexus. Sentinels can't stop them. GG, well played, Flyquest. Sweep Sentinels out of the playoff.